Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm back again to talk about Vitor Belfort and who'd I like to see him fight. And you know what? You guys could leave me messages and everything, and let me know who would you like to see Vitor Belfort fight besides Yushin Okami, and have him sit around and wait on Anderson Silva. Because me personally, I think there's a lot more better fights out there for him. And don't get me wrong, I'm very interested in seeing Vitor Belfort versus Anderson Silva. But you know, so much time has been, so much time has went by already. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see Vitor get in there against some top competition. Yeah, he beat Rich Franklin, but that was just so long ago, man. It seems like I haven't seen this guy fighting forever, and it just seems like him and Shogun always, you know, getting injured or taking a long time to, just make a return. They take big layoffs, and those are I really enjoy watching these guys fight, but their health is obviously more important than them rushing back in there. But I will say, sometimes I don't know, man. I be thinking like maybe these guys not really hurt. Maybe they just need better, like more time to help better themselves as fighters. And I don't know. But that's a different story, man. Like I say, man, these guys be having long layoffs. But I've been thinking, man. I've been going back watching a couple of Vitor Belfort's old fights, some of his old fights. Me personally, I don't want to see Vitor Belfort fight any wrestlers. And Yushin Okami is a fairly good wrestler. He's a pretty good wrestler, and he's an okay submission artist. But I think Vito's going to have a little bit of problem with him, because I think that Yushin Okami can take a good punch. I think his chin is okay, and I think his wrestling is better than Yushin Okami. So me myself, I believe that Vitor has what it takes to destroy Yushin Okami on the feet, but on the ground, I think it's a different story. Like I say, Vitor could very well go in there and demolish uh, Okami. He could just tear him apart. But I just believe, I don't know about you guys, but I just think that there are better fights out there, than what the UFC are giving us sometimes. And I don't know why, man. I don't want to fucking see Chael Sonnen fight Anderson Silva in a rematch again. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Vitor fight Anderson Silva. That's an exciting fight. They keep talking about this shit, but are you ever gonna fucking make it happen? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? How long do we have to wait to see this? Anderson is gonna be retiring soon. What is the big fucking idea? What are you guys doing? I don't know, but I want to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me for that little. But I want to see some exciting fights, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, to get down to business, you know, who would I like to see him fight? Now, I for one think him and Rampage will make a great fight. I want to see Rampage and Vitor Belfort fight. Period. Make it happen. Okay, we're gonna talk more about that. But second, I would like to see Vitor Belfort versus Shogun. I would like to see Vitor Belfort. Obviously, Shogun is the champion, so he would have to climb the ladder. But that would be a great fight to see. But I would understand if they don't make that happen, because Vitor, he's not even in the light heavyweight division. But it just think about it. Those guys right there, they go for broke, and it would be a hell of a fight. Who else would I like to see him fight? I would like to see him fight Nate Marquardt. I would like to see him fight Chris Lieben. I would like to see him fight Forrest Griffin. I would like to see him fight Stephen Bonner. These are just guys, that make really exciting fights. Who else would I like to see him fight? I'm not gonna even mention a rematch with Vitor. I mean, with what's his name? Wanderlei Silva. Yeah, Wanderlei Silva is one of my favorite fighters, but his chin is absolutely gone. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you catch him clean with anything, he's out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it would be that fight would probably end worse than the first time that they fought. Who else would I obviously like to see this guy fight? Let me see. The fight with Rich Franklin didn't really tell us anything. It just didn't. I mean, it let us know that he could still hit hard as hell, obviously. But I want to see him in I want to see this guy going at it with somebody in the UFC, man. I want to see it. I want make it happen. Who else? I would like to see him fight Little Nog. I would like to see him fight. Um, reason why I say Chris leaving, I think I'm thinking about this now. I would really much like to see him fight Chris leaving because Chris leaving is a brawler. And I know it's not all about the brawls, believe me, I know that. But I'm talking about specifically brawlers right now in this particular video in Vitor Belfort, you know, the main topic. In my opinion, it's been a very long time since we have really seen a very exciting fight in the UFC. Don't get me wrong. There are some great fights and very exciting fights, and they have. I can name a bunch of exciting fights that they have had, but I just think the UFC is starting to lose their touch in some areas, and mostly I think because that comes to the, you know, the politic, side of it. Like basically the, you know, just the business aspect. You know what I'm saying? I think they do too much stuff. Uh, to try and, I mean, obviously you have to sell the fight and sell tickets, but I just think they do so much, brainwashing and so much, you know, poster boy activity and making just I don't know, man. It's something about the UFC. They're starting to lose their touch to me. I mean, that's just my opinion. They still put on very great fights, fantastic, and I appreciate them. Shit, I don't know what I'll do without them fights. You know what I'm saying? I love them. You know what I'm saying? It's not my life or nothing like that, but hey, MMA is a big part of my life. I dig it, man. You know what I'm saying? Period. I'm trying to get into MMA myself, but that's another story. Um, Man, I just would like to really see Vitor Belfort fight somebody, with a very aggressive style like himself. Uh, like I say, I think he would knock out Chris Leben, but it would still be a great fight. Him and Nate Marquardt, I believe he would beat Nate Marquardt, but it would be a great fight. Nate Marquardt is one of my favorite fighters, but I think I see a lot of holes in this game. I know a lot of people don't, but I see some holes in this game as well. You know what I'm saying? But I think that would be a hell of a fight. I'm not sure anybody would get knocked out in that fight, but I think that Vitor would take him. You know what I'm saying? Forrest Griffin, I believe he would beat Forrest Griffin. The only way Forrest Griffin would beat Vitor would be to choke him out. Like he did Shogun or submit him or something like that. But other than that, I think that Vitor would knock him out. Rampage, what I think would be the toughest fight because Rampage has a great chin. You know what I'm saying? And I have never seen Vitor get knocked out. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, but I can't remember. I don't think he's been knocked out. If he has, you guys let me know. Um, and I just think that his hands are very fast. And it's not just that. A lot of people get this twisted. They think that all Vitor has is speed. Vitor Belfort has much more than speed. He has technique. You know what I'm saying? He really has technique. Um, and he got hands, man. The dude can go. He can box. He's not obviously he's not a world class boxer, but he's a great striker in MMA. You know what I mean? And I just think that in the end, I think that he would beat Rampage. I like Rampage, but I think he's faster than Rampage. I think Rampage, he's too one dimensional. And so in Vitor, he's kind of one dimensional, but he does have other parts of his game he has shown. I've never seen Rampage submit anybody. I think he submits somebody maybe once. I don't know. You don't see him throw that many leg kicks. You don't ever see Rampage, just grappling with someone. I just think that in the end, Vitor would beat him. Now Shogun, that's a different story. I think Shogun would obviously beat Vitor, but I think that in the first two rounds, it would really, really be a very exciting fight for the simple fact that these guys would just go out there. And I'm gonna tell you something. Machida's not holding back. I mean, not Machida. Sorry about that. Shogun is not holding back. Okay, he's gonna try to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Period. And any form of fashion he can do it, whether it's submission, knockout, just he gonna try to kill you the whole time he in that ring with you. He's trying to kill you. Vitor Belfort. Um, um, I just think he would go out there. It would be a very, it'll be a, he'd be, throwing some fast combinations, and he would catch Shogun a couple of times, but nothing Shogun can't handle. He's a warrior. In the end, I think the Shogun would maybe end up submitting him or beating him in a unanimous decision. Now about this Anderson Silva, who do I think will win out of him and Anderson Silva? I think that Vitor Belfort would give Anderson Silva a fight, but he would not do as good against Anderson Silva as some of you all may think. Okay, Anderson Silva is a world class striker. Hey, Anderson Silva could go to boxing I don't doubt that Anderson Silva could go to boxing and become a champion in boxing. You know, that's how good this guy striking in my opinion. You know, but it's just that in MMA, he doesn't really show. I mean, don't get me wrong, he shows his boxing, Anderson Silva, but it's a more of a mixture of things. You know, leg kicks, knees, boxing. If you see Anderson Silva in a boxing ring, and sparring with somebody, his boxing looks totally different in a ring than it does in an octagon. And being that he's facing another guy who likes to strike, like himself, like Vitor Belfort, a guy who doesn't throw very many kicks, I think that Anderson Silva would. I think that if they do clinch up, Anderson Silva would do well. I think that Vitor would do well also, but I think that Anderson Silva would do better. I think that Anderson Silva would utilize the knees. I think that he would do some great leg kicks and head kicks, body kicks, and then he has his hands. And I think that Vitor Belfort, he stands more of a chance if he tries to take Anderson Silva down. But Vitor does have a tendency of gassing, from what I've seen in his old fights. I don't know how. Maybe he's gotten that under control now. I don't know. But Anderson Silva doesn't really gas. This guy can go a 5-round fight without gassing. Vitor Belfort, I think he will give Anderson some problems, but in the end, I think that Anderson will end up picking him apart. I think that he would beat him on the feet. Vitor would throw a lot of fast combination, fast exchanges. Anderson Silva, he has good head movement. He has a nice sticking move. And he knows how to attack when he has to. He's a counter striker, but he knows how to attack. And if you leave yourself open for anything, he's going to take advantage of your mistakes, and he can get you out of there. Now, obviously, I don't know if Anderson Silva would knock Vitor Belfort out, but I do think he would either submit him in a triangle choke, or either just beat him in a 5-round. Not so much even as a war. I just think that he would beat Vitor Belfort. Period. You know what I'm saying? But I still would like to see that fight. So you guys leave your comments. Let me know, who would you like to see him fight. Agree or disagree. It's all love. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're being respectful. So until next time, you guys let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll get right to it. All right. Peace.